Hello everyone. In this video, we will continue to provide the training course on AWS certificate for generative AI developer professional, where in this video we'll talk about Amazon SageMaker machine learning services. So we'll start with describing Amazon SageMaker. Is actually it's a fully managed cloud service that provides developers, data scientists, and the business analysts with a comprehensive suite of tools to build or train and deploy machine learning and generative AI models at scale. By handling the infrastructure management, it removes the heavy lifting typically associated with machine learning lifecycle. So we'll talk about this SageMaker services in these slides. We'll start with Amazon SageMaker Unified Studio. It's a unified actually development environment that brings together tools from EMR, Glue, Athena, Redshift, Bedrock, and SageMaker AI. It's built on an open lakehouse architecture and provides a single place for data exploration, SQL analytics, data processing, machine learning development, and generative AI application development. In- It includes notebooks with built-in AI agents that can generate code from natural language prompts. If you are working across data and AI workloads, Unified Studio is meant to be your one-stop shop. Next, we'll talk about SageMaker Jumpstart. Actually, it's essentially a model hub. It gives you access to pre-trained foundation model things like Llama, Bloom, GPT. You can deploy these models directly or fine-tune them for your specific use case. It also includes proprietary models from third-party providers, so you need to subscribe to those in AWS Marketplace first. If you are building a generative AI application and don't fancy training a foundation model from scratch, Jumpstart is where you start here. Next, talk about SageMaker Data Wrangler. Data Wrangler is your data preparation tool. It's built into SageMaker Studio Classic and gives you a visual interface for importing, cleaning, and transforming data. You can pull data from S3, Athena, Redshift, Snowflake, or Databricks, then use the built-in transformer to clean this data. It includes visualization tools so you can actually see what you are working with. Once you have built your data flow, you can export it to S3 bucket, feature store, or an Python script. It's quite good for when you can't arise or writing all the data preparation code from scratch. Next, to talk about SageMaker processing. SageMaker processing is for running data pre-processing, feature engineering, and the model evaluation jobs on managed infrastructure. You can bring your scripts, Python, Spark, or whatever, and SageMaker spins up the compute, runs your code, and stores the output in S3. It is useful for those bits of your machine learning workflow that are not training or inference, the data transformation or and validation steps. You can pull data from S3, Athena, or Redshift, process it at scale, and push the result back out. Next, talk about Amazon SageMaker Ground Truth. It's used for data labeling, getting humans to label your training data. You can use workers from Amazon Mechanical Turk, set up your own private workforce, or use vendor companies to label your data. It supports various labeling tasks like for image classification, object detection, text classification, and includes automated data labeling, which uses machine learning to decide which data actually needs human review. The automated bit can save you loads of time and money. So it needs a decent amount of data to work properly. Next, we talk about SageMaker model registry. Actually, this is your model catalog and the version control system for your models. You organize models into model groups with each trained model registered as new version. It tracks metadata, model lineage, and approval status of each model. You can use it to manage the model lifecycle, moving the models from development environment to staging to production environment. It is particularly handy for machine learning operations workflows and CI/CD pipelines. Think of it as get of your machine learning trained models, but with more governance features you have. Next, we talk about SageMaker Model Monitor. It's used for watches your models in production and alerts you when things go sideways. It detects data drift when your production data starts looking different from your training data, and model drift when predictions deviates from actual results. You enable data capture of your endpoint, create baseline from your training datasets, then set up a monitoring schedule. When violation occur, you get CloudWatch alerts. It's quite useful for catching problems before your users do it. Next, we talk about SageMaker Clarify. It's all about fairness and explainability. It helps you detect bias in your machine learning models and understand why they make the predictions they do. You can use it at different stages, checking for bias in your training data before you even build the model itself, or analyzing a trained model to see if it's treating different groups fairly. It uses techniques like Shipley values and partial dependence plots to explain feature importance. Basically, if someone asks why did your model make that decision, clarify helps you answer that question. Next, to talk about Amazon SageMaker New. New, it optimizes your machine learning models for specific hardware. It compiles models to run faster and use less memory on target devices, whether that's cloud instances including Infrastructure or edge devices. You train once and new makes it run efficiently on Android, Linux, or Windows operating machines with various processors. It makes up of compiler, which compiles the model, and a runtime, which executes it on the target platform. If you are deploying to edge devices or want to squeeze more performance out of your inference, new is what you want. So let's clarify the overlap between these SageMaker services. A few of services have some overlaps, so here is we differentiate between it. Data Wrangler versus processing. Data Wrangler is visual and interactive. You build the data flows in UI. Processing is code-based. You write scripts, run them as jobs. Data Wrangler is better for acceleration and building pipelines, but processing is better for production scale data transformation jobs. Clarify and Model Monitor both can detect issues with your models, but clarify focuses on bias and explainability, where why did the model decide this, while model monitor focus on drift and performance degradation. Is the model still working as expected? You would typically use clarify during development and the model monitor in production environment. Jumpstart versus model registry. Jumpstart is where you find pre-trained models to use. Registry is where you store and version your trained models. Jumpstart is about discovery and deployment of existing trained models, but model registry is about governance and lifecycle management of your models. New versus processing. New optimizes models for inference on specific hardware. Processing runs data transformation jobs. Completely different purposes. New is about deployment optimization, but processing is about data preparation. Notes. We have some notes on this AWS machine learning services where model registry and processing have been quite useful for building proper machine learning operations workflows. The key thing is understanding which service solves which problem rather than trying to use one service for everything. I hope you understand this video. Thank you guys. I hope you like this video. If you have any question, please comment on the video, and I hope to subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified of the new videos we provide on this course. Thank you.